You're switching
Oh yeah.
from ASCAP to BMI. And, I think royalties is a big part of this channel and why you should be with who. And I think we have some things to talk about with ASCAP here. So let me just ask you, why are you switching from ASCAP to BMI?
The big reason is that the domestic sync licensing royalties with ASCAP have just not been very good, and a lot of it's because they have a survey system where smaller channels, they'll survey, say, like a 6-hour window of one channel, like June 1st from 6 a.m. to noon. If you have music during that time on TV, then you'll get nice royalties from that. But otherwise, like everybody for the other 364 and a half days of the year, they don't get royalties from that channel. And it's that case for like most of the sports channels and your Fox Sports, your NFL, your NBA channel, all that. I've definitely missed out on a lot of money, whereas BMI, it's a census for all of the channels, to my understanding.
You're giving up cue sheets, you understand.
Yeah, so all the stuff that I have with ASCAP is going to stay at ASCAP, and all my new stuff is going to be with BMI. So I'll still collect my domestic ASCAP money.
And you'll see the cue sheets for uses of those ASCAP songs, right? Continue to see that.
The ASCAP, yeah, I'll still get my ASCAP cue sheets, and I'll still get paid from any placements of my catalog that is with them. But anything new, yeah, will be BMI. You're with BMI, right?
I am, and I've been with them since the 90s when I wasn't even a dream of sync in my head. It was all about getting songs published and getting on albums or something like that, or radio, when I had radio stuff happening with my jazz group early in the 2000 teens, around 2010. But it seems like anytime I ask people about ASCAP or BMI, just those two, let's forget about SESAC for a minute, because you have to be invited to SESAC, and it's a kind of a different thing. But I've heard that BMI is the place you need to be. And even today, I was talking to that president of a library, and she told me she didn't want to go into it, but she did not have good things to say about ASCAP and suggested to be with BMI. And that seems to be what I hear from most people who are involved in sync, is that BMI is a better place to be. You don't get to see cue sheets as much unless you find them, or I think you can request them maybe if you want to. I don't. And so you really don't know if you get anything until you get your statement. Is it the same way with ASCAP? Do you know if you have a cue sheet before you get your statement?
Yeah, it's almost like the opposite in a way. You get cue sheets, and then hopefully they pay later on.
So it could be bad because you could get a cue sheet and never get paid, and then have to chase it down because you have a cue sheet.
And then you'll message them, and they'll be like, "Oh, sorry, this wasn't part of a surveyed time, so you don't get paid for it."
Well, that must make you mad.
Yeah.
Well, there you are. If you are trying to make the decision between ASCAP, which is still free to join right now, I believe, and BMI is $75 to join as a writer. If you're thinking, oh, I'll just join with ASCAP because they're free, you may want to listen to what we just said and to what other people are saying. And this might be another video where I need just to go around and do a survey of the people that are one way or the other and why they are, and see what their happiness level is of being with ASCAP or BMI. What about SESAC? What have you heard there? I know a lot of my friends. I know Clint and also Dave Croft with 52 Qs is SESAC. Did you have any thoughts of trying to, get invited there or join them?
So I did, yeah. I don't know if you've seen the video where I talked about this. I have, there's a universal library that I work with where their stuff goes exclusively through SESAC. So all the tracks that I have with that library, I have a SESAC account for that stuff. So I tried to, reach out to the contact that I have at SESAC to join them when I leave ASCAP, but they didn't accept it. So.
They declined.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I haven't tried that. I don't have any reason necessarily to do that. I think you do see cue sheets at SESAC, from what I understand. Yep. And so that might be I have lunch with Dave every once in a while because we both live here in Orlando. I'll ask him about that maybe for my PRO special on Big Music Income. I will ask him about that.